Today I'm gonna do my first Battle Cats video, and it's just because I want to. Like, I can't do anything tomorrow because I'm going out, so I decided to upload. And I'm just gonna, I think, go through a stage, I don't know. I've kind of completed everything, and I didn't really have anything planned. But, like, you guys can comment what I should do. So I guess that's good. I don't know. But I'll go through all my units. I can go to menu and cat guide. So these are the base units, blada blada. Specials, I haven't unlocked all of them. Kinda sucks. And then there's this one, which is from the collab. The Mola Mola collab. It's going on right now. And then there's all these ones. These are just miniature versions of the other ones. Like the base set. And then these are some of the other ones you can get. These are like the uber rare version of specials. Like, they're good, but not great, depending on how good they are to you. I don't know. I find them to be kind of useful in situations. And then this is all the rares. And then more rares, which I haven't unlocked a bit for. Some of them are like special and stuff. And then more rares. More collab rares. Like, all these ones down here are collab rares. And so are these ones. Which means they were all from a collab that I participated in. And then these are super rares. I almost have all of them, but these ones are all new. And I don't know what this one is. I'm pretty sure this is one of the new ones. No, it's from Halloween Carnival. I don't know what that is. I forgot what that is. And then more rare, super rares. More super rare collab rares. Super rare collab units. I don't have them leveled up at all. They're not that good. And then here are my Ubers. The most important part. I got this one, which is Akuba's cat. She freezes angels. And then I got this one, which is Heartful Nurse. And she knocks back floating and slows floating and also does the same thing to black. And then this guy, he just crits in area attacks, which is really good because most critical hitters are only single target. And then there's this guy, who weakens is strong, which means he takes half damage and deals 1.5 times damage to black enemies. And he's also long range, which means he attacks from a far distance, but he can't hit stuff that's close to him. And I can also tap onto them. Can't tap on them to knock them back. Look at him go. And then there's this one, which is from a Halloween event. It's a different version of another existing unit, and it has effective versus black enemies and massive damage, which is like 3 times damage. And then I have this one. She has colors, and she is resistant, which means she takes 4 times less damage, or like 1/4 of the damage she would normally take from angels and aliens, but only those. And then here's her ultimate version. It's her on a dolphin, and it's from like Seashore, whatever beach event. I think it was summer. And then she's also resistant and has Zombie Killer, and that's versus black and zombie. And Zombie Killer prevents enemies from reviving if they're a zombie. It only applies to them though. And then here's another one, Twin Stars. I haven't really leveled them up, so I don't have the third form. And then they're massive damage versus black and alien. And then there's Megadora, which is versus knockback and slow versus floating. And then this guy, God's Emperor Sodom. He is so fun to use. And I upgraded him a bunch, so now he has special abilities, which is to help him versus floating and relics, which are like a really powerful enemy. And now he can weaken, he's resistant. He is knocked back on his attacks and is resistant to knockback, which means he doesn't get knocked back. And then he's also resistant to curse, which would make all of these abilities useless. So as long as he's resistant to that, all these abilities still apply. And he's also area attack. And then here's this guy. I don't really use him. Well, I haven't used him at all, actually. And he has knockback slow versus red. And then this guy, I can get the third form for him, but I don't really want to. And he has knockback slow and resistant to slow versus angels. And this is Akira, who has several different forms, which means he can change his abilities, as you can see in the corner. So in his base form, he freezes aliens and is immune to weaken. And then his second form is he strengthens up his damage when he gets to a low health. He's also resistant to weaken, which would be pretty good in situations. And then his third form, he is strong versus aliens. As I said before, it's half damage taken from them, and then like 1.5 damage to them. And he's resistant to weaken, and he's also unharmed by waves. And wave attacks are like sent out of the unit when they hit something with their attack. So then this guy just doesn't take damage from them. And next is one that I've leveled up a lot. I really enjoy her. She also has 3 forms. This one is versus black and alien, and she's resistant to them. And she also has survive. And as you can read here, she basically dies and then is resurrected for like a small bit of health. But she's probably just gonna die again, but she's cute. It's pretty cool. Giant robot. And this is her second form, which looks even better. Way cooler. And in this one, she weakens and knocks back aliens. And then in her final form, which I have evolved a bit, as you can see with the little red outlines, she is now weakened. Well, she's versus aliens, and then she weakens, slows, massive damage, and knockback. And she looks pretty badass, if I say so myself, because she's really cool and good. And then here's Catman, which is also another one of the 3 forms. He's good versus floating and aliens and massive damage. And then he just changes forms, like what he's good against. He really just looks like Batman, but now he's good versus angels and aliens. And his third form is good versus aliens and relics, and he's also curse immune. And then this is Detective Vigler, or Inspector Gabriel. I don't really know why this exists. It's pretty cool though. And he has freeze, zombie killer, and wave attacks. And they're pretty cool. Like he can freeze things with his waves too. And then it's good versus aliens and zombies. And then this is Poseidon. He has a really big attack, so he shrinks down just to do it. I'm just gonna show it off, because it's pretty cool. Just gotta wait. Here we go. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And he has 100% freeze, which is guaranteed freeze, versus metal and zombies. And he also has zombie killer. And then this is a little guy, who I'm gonna show off the attack animation for as well, because it's pretty cool. And then pew laser. And then it just gets sucked back into the portal. And this guy, he just deals a lot of damage to everything, but he can't attack white enemies. So he can only attack things with traits, which is these things up here. That's why he has that. And he also has zombie killer. And this little one is good as versus aliens, like really good. And she is slow versus aliens, resistant versus aliens, knockback. She breaks barriers, which is kind of like a second health bar for enemies. And she's immune to warp. which is basically just like you open a portal and then the unit gets sucked in, and then it just gets teleported a bit backwards over a period of time. And here's another version, and it's also good versus aliens, and it freezes, resistant, barrier breaker, and warp blocker. And then here's a collab Uber I got. She's good versus, she slows versus red and metal, and she's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. It's like, I guess this is another game that she's from. And then here are the Lugas, which are really creepy guys, which you can only see the legs for, I guess. And this guy slows everything. He can slow versus any unit, and it's really cool and good. He has quite long attack animation though, but here he comes. It's pretty cool. And then here's the other one, which is really good. He's a single target, but he crits, and he deals a whole lot of damage. Like a really high number of damage. And if he crits, the target's basically dead. Just wait for his animation, and then boom. Boom, boom. And then here's the next one. And it's also good versus anything. Like, this set of Ubers isn't really good versus a specific unit. But this one strengthens when it's at low health, which is actually just 99% health. It has survive, so then it can survive a hit and revive a bit. And it's also unharmed by waves. And then here's its animation. It's gonna slam the ground. And then here's another one. This is a special Uber. It's only limited to like New Year's, I think. And it has every trait. So it's zombie killer, barrier breaker, resist weaken, resist freeze, resist slow, resist knockback, resist waves, warp blocker, curse resist, and then that's it. She's pretty good in general. And then here's another one, Assault Unit Ray. She's really good versus floating. And then she's good versus floating, resistant, and massive damage, and immune to slow. And then I got this Legend Rare recently, and it looks really cool. And they have like a 1.5% drop rate, I think. It's just really low. I know it's really low. I don't know the number. But it's resistant versus Angel, and has insane damage, which is like 5 times damage or 6 times damage. And it actually is quite good versus everything. Wham. Yeah, and that's it. That's all I got. See ya.